What is up, guys? Welcome back to Pre-Picks. Today is Sunday, April 14th, and I have a great NBA parlay for you guys today that I'm very excited about. It's the last day of the NBA season. There are a lot of tiebreakers currently, both in the East and the West, and we are capitalizing on that today. So we know people will be playing hard, and starters will not be sitting, for those teams at least. Now, as always, I'm building this on Sleeper. It is currently the best sportsbook in the business. They have the most frequent discounts. They have the best lines. They have by far the best deposit match in the business. They'll match your deposit up to $500 for new users if you use the promo code PRE. So make sure to use them. I use them as much as possible. The only time I would use another sportsbook is either for some alternate lines or for sign-up bonuses, which I always recommend because that is the only guaranteed money you can make in sports betting. Always take advantage of as many sign-up promos as you can. We will also be using this free square for Kyrie Irving to get a single point. That is for new users when they use the promo code PRE. But again, as always, existing users, I'm not leaving you out. Just stay tuned, and I got you. So the first play we have today is Kelly Oubre over 12.5 points. He has been playing great lately. As you can see, he's been easily clearing this line. Philly is another team that's in a tiebreaker. They are currently slotted to be in the play-in, but if they win, they could secure just a full-on playoff spot. So, they have all the incentive to lock in. Even going back a bit further to 15 games, he's hitting it most of the time, clearing it easily, really easily. And if you go back 30 games, more of the same. Even going back the full season, he hits it 60% of the time. Though obviously, as you can tell, especially the second half of the year, he's been coming on strong, even with Embiid back. So it's not like he's, losing production from Embiid being on the court. So this is great value. Definitely lock the over here, and let's keep going. So next we have Gabe Vincent, want to have 1.5 rebounds and assists. The Lakers are another team currently in a tie, but even if they weren't, Gabe Vincent would still get minutes. He's not one of their star players by any means. And this line's just too easy to not take. Look at some of these numbers. He's hitting it 9 out of 10 games. Even going back 2 full seasons, he hits it 93% of the time. Look at that. He's only missed this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can see here. He's missed it 7 times in his last 101 games. So, especially in a game where the Lakers have something to play for. And if you scroll down here, he gets plenty of minutes. He gets more than enough to hit this. So, yeah, definitely lock the over here. This is a great easy line and also good value. Next, yet another team that is in a tie. Minnesota is in a tie, I believe, they're in a 3-way tie for first right now. So they have all the incentive in the world to lock down home court advantage for the whole playoffs. So, currently the line's at 25.5. I feel like that's kind of robbery. He hits this all the time. This is his last 30 games. He hits it 23 out of 30. Even going back 2 full seasons, he only missed this 20 times total. And again, they have a lot to play for today. They play against Phoenix. Excuse me. They're playing Phoenix tonight. Who, if you look at the standings, they're kind of locked in because I believe the Pelicans have the tiebreaker and they can't fall below the Lakers. They're in the play-in anyway. There's a good chance that they rest. And, so, little sneak peek there. But yeah, so this is a good line for Cat. He 25.5 for points, rebounds, and assists. Kind of feels crazy for him because he could easily clear this in points alone, or in just points and rebounds. So you add assists in there just as a little buffer. And this is just another easy line that I would take the over all day on. Next, as you might have seen a second ago, we have Jalen Williams from OKC to have a steal. He hits this, again, all the time, 9 out of his last 10 games, 14 out of his last 15, 22 of his last 30. They play against Dallas, who, if you look at the standings again, the Clippers do have the tiebreaker there, and I believe they have it over the Pelicans. So again, that's another team that's kind of locked into their seed, but they don't have a ton to play for. But OKC, of course, does. They want to keep that home court advantage. They definitely don't want to have to, travel to Minnesota or Denver in the playoffs and not have home court advantage. So he'll be pressing hard for that. And another thing I like about this line is that even if you raise it up to 1.5, he still hits it, at least in this last 5 and 10 games, about half the time. But thankfully, we don't need that. We only need a single steal, which he gets with frequency. And with the ball dominant players that Dallas has, there's a good chance, I think there's a good chance for him to get to that steal. So we're going to take the over there. That was almost a sneak peek. That's a little different. So just a quick recap, though, on that current play. We have Oubre over 12.5 points, Gabe Vincent over 1.5 rebounds and assists, Towns over 25.5 PRA, Jalen Williams to have a steal, and as I mentioned before, the free Kyrie Irving half point. Now, Kyrie Irving, there's two things about that. One, it's only for new users, and two, it is you can only bet up to $20 on that. So here, let me just pull up real quick. Go back to Sleeper. So with that Kyrie line, that would be about an 8x multiplier in total. But let's say, hey, I mean, $20 into 160 would be great. But let's say either, let's say you're not a new user. Then I got something else for you. Scroll down a bit here. We also have a LeBron James line. It's just a discount, so it's 20.5 points, which I pulled up here. So normally the line's supposed to be 26.5, but if we lower it all the way back down to 20.5, look at those numbers. So it shoots up. 8 of his last 10, 12 of his last 15, 25 of his last 30. You love to see that. And when he doesn't hit, it's close. At least 20 twice, 19 once. Yeah, it's just great odds. Even going back 2 full seasons, 20.5 points is almost automatic for LeBron. So that's a great odds. And you love to see that. So that's a great option. That is only up to $10. But I do have another thing for you guys. So if we scroll down again, we have another discounted line. So you could actually play both of these and put $10 on each. We have Devin Booker to score 20.5 points. So if we pull that up over here, the line's supposed to be 25.5 for him. But if we lower it all the way down to that 20.5 discount, the numbers shoot up. 23 of his last 30. On the season, he's at 78%, 52 out of 67. And again, when he misses, he's usually pretty close. These two games, these are probably at 20, 20, 20. Yeah, so I mean, he's a high scorer, as everybody knows. And 20.5 points for Devin Booker, I mean, you take that all day, especially since it's at the full odds. It's not like a discounted odd, so you get the same benefit as if he was scoring over his full 25.5, if it wants to agree. Over 25.5, which only hits half the time this season. So you're getting it's a great discount there. Again, with all of this, make sure you sign up with the promo code PRE. They will match your deposit for up to $500. And if you are a new user, you get that Kyrie line, which is literally free. About as close to guaranteed as you can get. The only way it wouldn't hit is if he doesn't play. And if he doesn't play, then it gets voided, and it doesn't matter anyway. So, yeah, definitely lock all these in. I would also recommend, if you have another sportsbook like FanDuel or something like that, you could take all of these straight up or do a round robin, match them into 2-mans or 3-mans. And yeah, hope you guys tail. Hope you guys make some money with me. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great day.